Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a deeply emotional and controversial story, the complicated relationship between NBA legend Dennis Rodman and his daughter Trinity Rodman. While Dennis is one of the most iconic basketball players of all time, his personal life has been full of struggles, including a highly publicized and strained relationship with his children. In this video, we'll explore the emotional response Rodman had to his daughter's comments, the long history of neglect, and the painful realization that, despite all his fame and success, he wasn't the father Trinity needed him to be.
I was so mad. Mind you, I haven't seen him or talked to him in months. So I hear it and I'm like, I'm playing a game, not throw in nothing. I'm playing a game and I hear I'm running. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm still playing and I'm like, there's no way. I'm chasing the ball down, trying to figure out a goal kick happens, right? I'm defending a goal kick. And I'm in my stance and I look back and I'm like, what the fuck? I look straight and I start crying on the field.
Dennis Rodman was an NBA force to be reckoned with. A 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the greatest rebounders to ever play the game. His wild persona on and off the court made him a household name. He wasn't just known for his basketball prowess, his unpredictable personality, his outlandish style, and his relationship with celebrities like Madonna and Carmen Electra kept him in the public eye long after his playing days. But despite all of his achievements, there's a side to Dennis Rodman that is often overlooked, his complicated and fractured family life. And at the heart of this is his relationship with his daughter Trinity Rodman, who has been candid about her feelings of abandonment and frustration with her father. Trinity, now a star player for the Washington Spirit and a gold medalist with Team USA in the 2024 Paris Olympics, recently spoke out about the deep emotional scars she's carried from growing up with Dennis Rodman as her father. In a powerful interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Trinity shared the powerful truth about her relationship with her dad. She revealed that Dennis Rodman didn't even reach out to her after she won an Olympic gold medal, despite the accomplishment being a huge milestone in her career. While her mum was there to support her, Trinity's father remained absent. For Trinity, this absence wasn't just physical, it was emotional too. Trinity said, "He's not a dad, maybe by blood, but nothing else." Her words cut deep, reflecting years of pain and neglect. She spoke candidly about the anger she had buried inside for years, the anger of having to cover for her father's actions, and the anger of feeling like her accomplishments meant little to him. In response to Trinity's revelations, Dennis Rodman took to social media with a heartfelt message. In an emotional Instagram post, he wrote, "Sorry I wasn't the dad you wanted me to be, but either way I still tried, and I still try, and I will never stop." The words were raw and showed his sincere desire for reconciliation. He expressed that despite the distance and the barriers between them, he still tried to be there for her, still tried to reach out, and still tried to be the father that she needed. He continued by saying, "I always had one wish, and it was, I wish my kids would call me and come and see me. Hopefully one day I can get that. I'm here and I'm still trying to pick up the phone. You have my number, you see me calling, I'm still here." But for Trinity, the damage has already been done. She's expressed that she no longer hopes for a change. In her eyes, the father-daughter relationship was irreparably broken, and no number of phone calls would heal the scars left by years of neglect. Trinity Rodman's complicated relationship with her father didn't begin in adulthood. It traces back to her early years, when her mother, Michelle Moyer, was married to Dennis Rodman. The couple married in 2003 and had 2 children together, Dennis Jr. and Trinity. However, their marriage was rocky from the start, and they divorced in 2004, only to briefly reconcile before finally parting ways for good in 2012. Throughout their marriage, Dennis was largely absent, not just as a husband, but as a father. Trinity described a childhood where her father's wild lifestyle and party-heavy persona took precedence over his role as a parent. As she explained in the podcast, he's having parties 24/7, bringing random people in. He loves the spotlight, loves the cameras, loves bringing his children on stage and saying, "Oh, these are my kids." For Trinity, this behavior was deeply painful. Instead of feeling like she was a priority in her dad's life, she felt like she was just another accessory for his fame. She described crying while her father paraded them around, showing them off without truly being there for them. Despite the wealth and fame that came with his basketball career, Dennis Rodman was not equipped to be the kind of father his children needed. In fact, it's striking that despite his own difficult upbringing, where he grew up without a father, Rodman never learned how to properly parent. Instead, he followed the same path of emotional neglect, putting his career and personal indulgences above his family. For Trinity, this created a deep void. She shared, "I lost hope in ever getting him back. I answer the phone now for my conscience to be like, he needed to hear my voice before anything happens. That's why I answer the phone, not for me, but for him." The pain in her voice is evident, and it's heartbreaking to hear someone so young who has achieved so much in her career speak about a parent who was never there for them. Dennis was simply never there to support her emotionally. As much as he wants to make amends, the question remains, can he? His emotional response to his daughter's criticisms suggests that he genuinely wants to reconnect. But the scars of abandonment are not easily healed. Trinity's words show that she has been emotionally and mentally scarred by his absence. For her, the healing process is far more complex than simply picking up the phone or sending an Instagram message. Rodman's regret is clear. He acknowledges his mistakes and expresses his desire to be better. But the damage has already been done, and for Trinity, it might be too late to rebuild the relationship they once had. This story brings to light some deep and uncomfortable truths about parenthood, fame, and redemption. Dennis Rodman is a basketball icon, but his struggles as a father reflect a larger issue that many public figures face, and that's balancing the demands of fame with the responsibilities of parenthood. The reality is that no amount of money, no number of championships can replace the emotional connection a child needs from their parent. For Trinity, the absence of that connection has shaped who she is today. Despite the fame and success her father achieved, she has had to carve out her own path, one that didn't involve the man who should have been her biggest supporter. Dennis Rodman's emotional post shows that he regrets not being the father Trinity needed, but ultimately the true question remains, can one's past mistakes be forgiven, and can broken relationships be mended? This story of Dennis Rodman and his daughter is a stark reminder of the complexities of family relationships, the impact of neglect, and the long-lasting consequences of emotional absence. It's easy to look at Rodman's career and see a man who had it all, but when it comes down to the most important job of all, being a father, he fell short. But is it ever too late to make things right? That's a question that only time will answer. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Dennis Rodman can ever truly reconcile with his daughter? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more upcoming videos and NBA content. My name is Damian Peters, this is Basketball Network. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.